What's up, YouTube? My name is Bigboysnacksjonnytv, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And tonight I'll go on my AEW Dynamite review on highlights. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys please watch the video from the beginning to the end. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel because I'm on the road to 7K and becoming a YouTube partner for the very first time. Follow my social media down below in the description, and go check out my WWE NXT review on highlights that I post on the channel. And let's get started. Now, AEW Dynamite was a awful show. Can you guys give us a good AEW Dynamite show, please? That's all we're asking. It's like Tony Khan is doing whatever. It's like Tony Khan is doing whatever what Tony Khan wants. They say forget the fans. That's a slap in the face to the wrestling community, man. This show was awful. Oh my god, bro. It just doesn't make any sense, bro. But anyway, we open up with a video package highlighting the past week before running down what's to come tonight. With that, we head to ringside for our first ringside for our opening match. Alright, Shelton Benjamin makes his way out first, accompanied to the stage by the Hurt Syndicate before heading down the ramp on his own per the rules of the Continental Classic. Out next is Kyle Fletcher as we learn Don Callis is at the announcer table as a special guest commentator before this match gets underway. So we get the first match. Continental Classic Blue League, Kyle Fletcher versus Shelton Benjamin. This was a fun match to watch. The two men circled the mat before locking up, with Shelton Benjamin taking Kyle Fletcher to the corner before the referee intervenes. They circle again, leading to the lockup, with Kyle Fletcher being shoved into the corner by Shelton Benjamin as the crowd chants Kyle Fletcher sucks. Kyle Fletcher gives Shelton Benjamin in a side headlock, mocking the crowd until he sent to the ropes. Shot by Shelton Benjamin, who drops Kyle Fletcher with a shoulder tackle. Kyle Fletcher back to his feet as the crowd chants, "Let's go, Shelton Benjamin." Something Kyle Fletcher disagrees with as he shakes his head before entering the ring again. Kyle Fletcher goes on the assault now, sending Shelton Benjamin to the corner with a flurry of strikes before the referee intervenes. Kyle Fletcher backs away, mocking the crowd, only to be dropped with a lariat by Shelton Benjamin, forcing him to roll out of the ring for a breather. Crowd letting Kyle Fletcher know Will Ospreay is better as Shelton Benjamin calls for him to get back in the ring. Kyle Fletcher routinely oblige, only enough to get to the apron as he looks for a key entry point, to which Shelton Benjamin responds by mocking him from the ropes. Kyle Fletcher responds in kind before finally getting back in the ring. The two lock up before the action ends up in the ropes. Shelton Benjamin breaks the hold on Kyle Fletcher, but not before giving him a chop. The two lock up, with Shelton Benjamin getting the upper hand when he brings Kyle Fletcher to the mat. Kyle Fletcher gets to his feet as Shelton Benjamin charges towards him, and both men come crashing to the floor outside as we go to picture in picture. We're back from picture in picture. The two are back at it on the outside until Kyle Fletcher takes advantage to bring Shelton Benjamin back in the ring for a near fall as we come back from break. Both men back to their feet now, trading strikes in the middle of the ring until Kyle Fletcher gets Shelton to the ropes. But Shelton Benjamin turns it around, sending Kyle Fletcher to the outside instead. Shelton Benjamin leaves the ring to pursue, eventually sending Kyle Fletcher into the steps before getting back into the ring. The referee begins to count, with Shelton Benjamin getting impatient as he leaves the ring to go after Kyle Fletcher, who forced Shelton Benjamin into the ring post. Now it's Kyle Fletcher getting into the ring as the referee starts a new count, but Shelton Benjamin managed to get back in the ring at the count of 8, only for Kyle Fletcher to drop him for a near fall. The two make their way back to a standing position. Kyle Fletcher chased Shelton Benjamin with a kick to the gut and a Machoka driver, but Shelton Benjamin kicks out at 2. The two go at it again, with Shelton Benjamin catching Kyle Fletcher with a kick, taking him back down to the canvas. Shelton Benjamin fights back, hitting a powerbomb for a near fall before transitioning to the modified STF as the crowd chants for Kyle Fletcher to tap, but he grabs the bottom rope instead, forcing the break. Kyle Fletcher takes Shelton Benjamin down shortly after, but only gets another 2 count, which frustrates him. Shelton Benjamin builds up momentum after after a set of German suplexes, scoring a near fall in the process until he gets caught by Kyle Fletcher on the mat. Kyle Fletcher grabbing the ropes for leverage to score the win and 3 more points in the tournament. The winner by pinfall, Kyle Fletcher. So Kyle Fletcher scored 6 points. This was a fun match to watch. Fun opening match to kick things off tonight. Sean Benjamin and Kyle Fletcher look really good here. Kyle Fletcher using the ropes for leverage as he is a clever finish that suits his situation well. Current situation well. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. Kyle Fletcher stole that win, so he cheated to win. All right, let's move on. As Kyle Fletcher rushes out of the ring to celebrate with Don Callis, we cut to a video package highlighting the first week of the Continental Classic and making notes of Robinson's removal after being injured at Collision. One of the focus of this is the draw between Okada and Garcia, leading to both champions taking a point each. Back at ringside, Hook makes his way out to address the Partry. He calls out Christian Cage for a fight at the Hammerstein Ballroom, but is willing to fight Nick Wayne right here, right now. This brings out Christian Cage for only for Hook to be blindsided by Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian in the ring. Christian Cage enters the ring to join in the beatdown as the Pantry grabs a pair of steel chairs, sending Hook up for a control that targets the left hand of the last ever FTW champion. The part, the part, the Patentry, I'm sorry, stands over Hook and Christian Cage running him down as we cut away from the scene. It's a y'all know sometimes I feel like I may be the only Hook fan still around these parts, and that's fine. LOL. Like the promo, a good deal. Taught him calling out Christian Cage for Hammerstein was a nice way to keep the ball rolling on the story. Good attack to further the drama. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. Backstage, Renee Paquette talks to Mercedes Monday about what happened to Camille last week. The double champion says that Camille quits, so what happened to her after is none of her concern. But Anna Jay sticking her nose in the CEO's business is. Anna Jay faces Penelope Ford, and the champ is going to keep an eye out before reminding the ladies that there is a price to pay when you mess with Mercedes Monet. But the only question is, why is Mercedes Monet has two belts? Only one belt supposed to stay on AEW. One belt is supposed to stay on AEW. The other belt is supposed to stay on another wrestling promotion. But why is Mercedes when they has two belts? I don't know why. But anyway, let me continue. Commercial break. Backstage, MVP gives out to Shelton Benjamin about his performance tonight to remind him that they hurt people, and a random stagehand walks by and becomes the target of the syndicate as they continue to establish that they do in fact hurt people. Back at ringside, the field is in the ring for the Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal, with Adam Cole making his way out before the match gets underway. So we get a Dynamite dozen battle royal, and like I said, in this match right here, it was a it was decent battle royal. It was just decent battle royal. The chaos begins with the majority of the field against the Rose as Evil Uno and Adam Cole go at it. Evil Uno gets the upper hand on Adam Cole, taking him to the canvas before mocking him until Mark Davis sends him to the apron. Evil Uno tries to fight back but is knocked down to the floor to eliminate him from the proceedings. We focus on the Martin brothers managing to survive in the match before Brian Cage and Lance Archer starts running down the field. Top Flight end up being eliminated by Action Adrenaline and Leo Rush, but Mark Davis gets a head of steam, sending them to the Butcher down. Brian Cage goes after him now, and Lance Archer joining in the fray. But the two big men are too much for him. Sending Mark Davis to the outside to eliminate him as we go to picture in picture. Back from picture in picture, the field starts to stand down some in light of a couple eliminations as Andrade and Leo Rush continue to join forces to keep the rest at bay. Leo Rush tries to send not Christian Cage, I'm sorry. Leo Rush tries to send Brian Cage out of the ring, but is sent to the corner instead. As Romero tries to eliminate Andrade, the action continues as we come back from break. Just in time to see Andrade take Romero to the ropes, Romero fights back, sending Andrade over the ropes before Leo Rush joins in. Leo Rush turns his attention elsewhere, and Romero sends Andrade to the floor to eliminate him before helping remove Leo Rush from the proceedings as well. Lance Archer and Brian Cage end up sending Romero over the top rope, flying onto a few of the men on the outside to eliminate him as well, with Mark Davis out as well. This leaves us to Adam Cole, Kyle Riley, Brian Cage, and Lance Archer in the final four. Lance Archer works on trying to eliminate Kyle Fletcher, while Adam Cole and Christian Cage go at it. The action head into the apron as we see Kyle Riley slam onto the top turnbuckle by Lance Archer. Adam Cole fights off Brian Cage with a kick to keep him on the apron, and he and Kyle Riley managed to eliminate Brian Cage and Lance Archer to be the final two remaining. The winner of the match, Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. I was confused about this, but there's only could be only one winner. Why did it have to be two winners? It should be only one winner, but not two. I was confused about the outcome. So why did Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly win? I don't know. I was confused. That part right there was god awful. It should be one person winning the battle royal, not two. But that doesn't make any sense. The outcome itself does not make any sense. But it is what it is. The winner of the match, Adam Cole and Kyle Riley. And that's that. Alright, let me continue. These two men face off next week at Winter is Coming, with the winner moving on to face MJF for the Dynamite ring. The two look at each other, some tensions between them as we cut away. It is what it is. But Adam Cole versus Kyle Riley next week on AEW Dynamite. Okay, it is what it is. Let me continue. The battle royal was a bit of fun, but I always feel like the setup of the step is a little is a little convoluted, having it end with the final two facing off next week, and the winner of that faces MJF for the Diamond Ring. Alright, LOL. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. That said, Kyle Riley and Adam Cole being the final two makes sense given their issues with MJF instead. We're interested in seeing them wrap this story up if possible. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. I was confused about the outcome. But anyway, let me continue. So we get a video package. Julia Hart has her sights set on Jamie Hayter as she comes home to AEW Dynamite. And I was confused by that. Why is Julia Hart targeting Jamie Hayter? But they're going to start a feud. I'm just trying to ask that question. Somebody explain to me down below in the comment section. Why is Julia Hart targeting Jamie Hayter? Somebody explain to me down below in the comment section. All right, let me continue. Backstage, we hear from the Acclaim as Billy Gunn has some harsh words for Caster and his attitude as of late. Anthony Bounce tell him if he's the best wrestler alive to go prove it tonight against Swerve Strickland. Back at ringside, Swerve Strickland makes his way to the ring for our next match. Out next is Caster, who gives a rap for Swerve Strickland, who responds by taking Caster to the floor. He brings Caster back into the ring, so this match gets underway. So we get Swerve Strickland versus Caster. This was a squash match. So Caster got squashed by Swerve Strickland. Swerve Strickland is far from finished and far from finished. However, as instead of leaving the ring, he sets Caster up for a swerve stone before running down Lashley. He leaves the ring as we get a look at what's to come. All right. So it says so Sports Ring versus Mascots are only to continue to beat down and okay, only to continue to beat down and in and out of the ring. Max Caster starts to fight back as the action comes back to the ring once more, but Swerstricken takes him out with that house call. Not once, but twice, but three times ever over before he covers Max Caster for the pin and the win. The winner of the match, Swerstricken. This was a squash match. Swerve is far from finished, however, instead of leaving the ring, he sets Max Caster up for a swerve stun before running down Bobby Lashley. He leaves the ring as we get a look at what's to come later tonight. All right, let's move on. Squash match. I I quite like the one week build we got with Max Caster and Swerve Strickland. Okay, yeah, that was more of a pit stop for Swerve Strickland as he looks ahead to Bobby Lashley. But as the experts would say, this did what it needs to do. LOL hashtag AEW Dynamite. The feud between Swerve Strickland and Max Caster, it doesn't make sense. So let's move on. So we go to commercial break. We get a look back at the tension between Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly at the end of the Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal before cutting to MJF responding to what went down. He talks about better than you, baby, and how popular they were before addressing Adam Cole's mission of revenge, leading to what happened with the likes of John Moxley winning the AEW World Title. Adam Cole thinks he's the hero, but MJF insists he's the villain. At in that world's end, what happens is something Adam Cole can thank MJF later for. Back at ringside, Jay White makes his way to the ring for our next match as commentary addresses all Bang Bang Gang being away due to injury. Out next is Pac, making his way through the crowd towards the ring before this match gets underway. So we get the AEW Trios champion, Pac versus Jay White. And this match right here, I might as well say this match was okay for what it was. Okay match for what it was. We see that Wheeler Yuta is also at ringside, looking to keep the switchblade off to his game as Pac gets the upper hand earlier. Jay White nearly catches the trio champ with a blade runner, forcing Pac to leave the ring for a breather. He grabs briefly with Yuta as the referee begins a count quickly, getting back into the ring, but Switchblade gets right back at him. Pac turns around now, sending Jay White to the ropes before being forced to break. Jay White heads to the ropes and manages to send Pac to the outside, only for the Trios champ to turn things around as he sends Jay White into the steps. The count begins, but is interrupted as Pac goes back on the attack, sending Jay White into the crowd as we go to picture in picture. We're back from picture in picture. Pac continues the assault by bringing Jay White into the ring, wearing him down with a boot to the throat. With the switchblade still down, Pac mocks the crowd before clinching in a side headlock as we come back from break. Only for Jay White to fight back to his feet and catches Pac with a half and half suplex, sending him to the rope to the turnbuckles. Pac gets back into his feet, but the switchblade lays into him with chops, concerning a lariat into a snap DDT for a near fall. Pac leaves the ring, but is quickly followed by Jay White, who brings him back into the ring as Wheeler Yuta watches on. Jay White stays on top of the situation, but only to get a near fall for his efforts. With both men down as the referee begins a standing 10 count. That count reaches 8 when Pac gets to his feet in a corner and Jay White charges at him and right into a boot from Pac. Pac heads up top for a black arrow, but Jay White rolls away and goes for a blade runner. Pac counters into a set of kicks, but Jay White catches him with a half and half suplex. Pac manages to avoid the first one, but gets caught with a second. Pac with a blade runner. Pac counters into a standing brutalizer. Jay White looks to be fading, but not out as he stands back up and brought down to the mat. but not before he can grab the bottom rope to force a break. Pac backs away, distracting the referee as Riddle Yulo pulls Jay White out of the ring for a sneak attack before sending him back in. Pac tries to take advantage of this, but is caught with a Blade Runner that gets Jay White the win tonight. The winner by pinfall, Jay White. This match was okay for what it was. Yuta tries to go after Jay White after the match, but is taken down with a Blade Runner for his troubles. Maria Shafir enters the ring, staring staring Jay White down until he is blindsided by John Moxley. John Moxley beats down on the switchblade, culminating in the Death Rider sending him down to the mat. He checks on his crew as he leaves the ring, and out comes Hangman Adam Page. Hangman Adam Page and John Moxley stare each other down as a cameraman tries to stop a random person from being behind John Moxley, who we soon realize is Orange Cassidy, and he's choking John Moxley out with a camera cable. Maurice Lee intervenes, but is fading off as Orange Cassidy and Jay White turns their attention to John Moxley. Orange Cassidy takes John Moxley down first, followed by Jay White, and Hangman Adam Page brings things to a head with a buckshot layer, forcing John Moxley out of the ring to regroup with the Death Riders on the ramp. We see Christian Cage on the stage with his title shot contract in hand, but only for a moment as we look back at the trio and the ring. Like that Jay White slash Pac match, a great deal of fun stuff in its own right, but also a really nice way to further the situation involving the Death Riders. Nice to see Orange Cassidy back, and there is a lot going on here heading to World Ends. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. Alright. Orange Cassidy, Hangman Page, and Jay White each having issues with John Moxley makes for a fun question of who gets a shot at the world title, especially with Hangman what's this? Especially with Christian Cage and his title shot still on people's minds. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. We cut to a video hyping up World's Ends before going backstage to hear from Jamie Hayter. She addresses Julia Hart's message, calling her out, insisting that Jamie Hayter come back to settle the score, and that has nothing to do with Julia Hart. She addressed the International Women's Cup and what she wants to do with that before calling Julia Hart out for a match, saying on her comeback, she'll be laid out in the middle of the ring, and the last thing she'll see is Jamie Hayter. So we go to commercial break. Backstage, Chris Jericho. This was a god awful backstage promo by Chris Jericho. So backstage, Chris Jericho gives us a New York minute to hype up the upcoming show in New York City, consistently mixing up nicknames like Ben Beantown and Sin City in the process before revealing he will be on Ring of Honor Club tomorrow night to address who faces the new final battle. We cut to a vigneted hyping the upcoming return of Bandito before going back to ringside as NAJ makes her way down the ramp for our next match. A video package highlighting the history between NAJ and Penelope Ford, taking us back to ringside for the entrance of Penelope Ford, and this match gets underway. So we get Anna Jay versus Penelope Ford, and this match right here, this was a pretty good match. So pretty good match between Anna Jay and Penelope Ford. The two immediately go at it with Anna Jay sending Penelope Ford to the corner before Penelope Ford turns things around. Anna Jay catches her with an elbow in the corner, setting up for a neck breaker on the ropes but Penelope Ford counters out, sending Anna Jay to the apron before driving her knee into Anna Jay to send her to the floor. She leaves the ring, sending Anna Jay into the barricade before continuing the attack on the outside as we go to picture in picture. We're back from picture in picture. Anna Jay to and NJ managed to turn things around for a moment, but it is brought back to the ring by Penelope Ford, who goes right back to wearing her down. She has NJ on a ropes before taking her down with a vertical suplex, followed by a driving her knee in the back to keep NJ at bay. NJ fights back to her feet, catching Penelope Ford with some right hands before Penelope Ford drops her to the canvas one more. I'm sorry, once more. In the corner, Penelope Ford drops her boot into the throat of NJ before the referee intervenes, only to start stomping away at her for added damage. NJ is on her feet finally as we come back from break, where Penelope Ford sends her right back into the corner with a lariat. Handspring elbow smash by Penelope Ford is followed by a snapmare, but Penelope Ford goes up top, only to be dropped down by NJ onto the turnbuckle. NJ sends Penelope Ford to the mat before hitting a net breaker for a pinfall, but NJ follows up with a net breaker only onto the ropes. She builds up speed, but is caught with a kick by Penelope Ford, who takes a kick from Anna Jay, who then locks in the Queen Slayer. Penelope Ford counters out, however, hitting a stunner on Anna Jay that gets her a near fall. Penelope Ford goes up top for a moonsault, but Anna Jay rolls out of the way. Drop kick by NJ, but Penelope Ford fights back to send her to the ropes for a drop kick of her own for a near fall. Bringing the death lock by Penelope Ford is Chin by NJ managed to get to the ropes for a break. Penelope Ford gets caught on the ropes by NJ, who brings Penelope Ford up on her back before sending her crashing to the canvas for the win. The winner of the match by pinfall NJ. This was a pretty good match by NJ and Penelope for a pretty good match. Anna Jay gets a mic from ringside calling out Mercedes Moné to come out here since she knows the champ was watching Mercedes Moné come out, saying if Chris Statlander couldn't beat her for the TBS championship, who to say that Anna Jay can? That said, that said, she likes the courage. So if Anna Jay wants to challenge for the title, she can come back in 10 years when she's done something to earn a shot, kiddo. Kiddo. Anna Jay asks if this helps, slapping the champ in the face, and that leads to a brief ball before Mercedes Moné check her watch and realize she has other things to do, making her exit from the ring. As we get a graphic from confirming the match is set for the Holiday Bash in 2 weeks. We also get a look at other matches coming, followed by some hype for AEW All In Texas before we go to commercial break. The way that NJ slapped Mercedes Moné, that was just a message. That was just a message that NJ was trying to send to Mercedes Moné with that slap. That slap was brutal, but it is what it is. Pretty good match between Penelope Ford and NJ, leading to NJ challenge for the TBS title. I actually like the brief confrontation between her and Mercedes Moné that followed, and that match is set for the Holiday Bash in 2 weeks. Hashtag AEW Dynamite. We already know that Mercedes Moné is going to retain. That's all we got. Mercedes Moné is going to retain the TBS Championship. That's all I got to say. But I'm still confused. Why is Mercedes Moné has only 2 belts? The other belt was supposed to be on another promotion show, and the TBS champion was supposed to be on the TBS champion was supposed to stay on AEW. That's all I was trying to say. But let me continue. Commercial break. We cut to an interview with Mariah May, who starts running down Renee before addressing giving her friend Mina a shot at the AEW Women's World Championship. She promised Mina that after the match, they sip all the champagne in the world, and we see Mina in the background, and she approaches the champ with a bottle of the bubbly, but not that bubbly, telling her to do what she did at Full Gear to to her to her face. She backs away after stating, "Winter is coming. Make me walk," as the champ stares at her challenger. Now I thought that Mina Saku Sakuwa was going to hit Morame with the bottle, but it didn't happen. But back at ringside, Brody King makes his way out for our main event. Out next is Claudio Castagnoli, and this Continental Classic League match gets underway. So we get the Continental Classic Gold League. Claudio Castagnoli 3 points versus Brody King 3 points. And this match right here, this was a fun main event match. The two-man lockup, neither giving an inch until Claudio catches Brody with a side headlock. Brody King fights out as we get dueling chants for both men, who duke it out as they trade strikes. Claudio starts to get the upper hand, but is fought off with clubbing forearms by Brody King, who sends him to the corner for a massive chop. He takes the trio's champ to the second corner for more damage, but Claudio Castagnoli starts to fight his way out. He follows up with some right hands before hitting the ropes, only to be dropped by Brody King, who gets a near fall. Claudio Castagnoli gets to his feet, sending Brody King to the corner before the referee intervenes and continues the outlaw target Brody King's right arm as he sends it against the ring post as we go to picture in picture. We're back from picture in picture. Claudio Castagnoli maintains control as he gets back in the ring, taking Brody King to the corner to inflict even more pain on the big man. He takes Brody King to the mat, targeting the arm with a submission hold as we come back from break. Just as Brody King fights back to his feet, walloping Claudio Castagnoli with a forearm, he follows with a chop before catching the trio's champ with a Death Valley driver for a near fall. He hits the ropes but is caught with a pop-up uppercut by Claudio Castagnoli, who gets a 2 count of his own. He charged at Brody King in the corner, taking him down with a Death Valley driver that gets him a near fall before transitioning to a hammer and a elbow, only for Brody King to fight him off for a big lariat covered by Brody King, but Claudio Castagnoli kicks out. The two men start fighting their way back to their feet. Chops and forearm strikes up plainly as Brody King sends Claudio Castagnoli to the corner. He sends Claudio Castagnoli to the opposite corner, charging at him and following up with a running cannonball for the cover. But Claudio Castagnoli kicks out again. Both men are on their feet once more, trading strikes, but Brody King catches Claudio with a lariat for another near fall, only for Claudio Castagnoli to catch his arm on the top rope to turn things around. He goes up top, but is caught with a superplex by Brody King that sends both men back into the middle of the ring. Brody King gets Claudio Castagnoli up for a pile driver, but it's only good for a near fall. Now, how is that Claudio Castagnoli can hit a pile driver versus WWE ban their pile driver? What is the difference? So how is it fair that Claudio Castagnoli in on AEW can hit a pile driver versus Kevin Owens pile driver is banned from WWE? Somebody explain to me down below in the comment section, but I just had to put this out there in the prime example. Both men are slowly getting up to their feet, with Brody King up first, but Claudio Castagnoli dodges the lariat, sliding out of the ring for a breather. Brody King leaves the ring himself, laying in a chop to wear him down before the action makes its way to the barricade amidst the referee count. Brody King sets Claudio Castagnoli up for a chair before charging at him, but Claudio Castagnoli evades disaster before hitting an uppercut. He gets back in the ring as the referee continues the count, but Brody King narrowly gets back in the ring. Brody King catches Claudio Castagnoli for a near fall off the back of the disc, setting up for a gang so bomb gang so bomb, but Claudio Castagnoli fights out, distracting the referee long enough to nail a low blow on Brody King before hitting the neutralizer for the win and 3 more points. The winner by pinfall, Claudio Castagnoli, scored 6 points. This was a fun main event match. Alright, Claudio Castagnoli escapes the ring to celebrate his win as we get confirmation that he faces Will Ospreay next week. at night, a night that will also see Jay White and Orange Cassidy team up against Pac and Wheeler Yuta as tonight's Dynamite comes to a close. Really fun main event to close the night. A nice heavy hitter of a match, seeing Claudio Castagnoli and Brody King go at it, with Claudio Castagnoli managing to sneak out a win to go up with 6 points in the hashtag Continental Classic League or Go League, as the stage is now set for winter is coming next week. And AEW Dynamite goes off the air, but AEW Dynamite was a awful show edition of hashtag AEW Dynamite, continuing to build things up nicely between the Continental Classic Gold and matches that helps gets us to next week's Winter is Coming special, as well as the World's Ends pay-per-view. And AEW Dynamite goes off the air. Alright, like I said it earlier from the beginning of my video, AEW Dynamite was a god awful show. And I'm gonna tell you why. Tony Khan is doing what Tony Khan wants. And I cannot wait to see the ratings for AEW Dynamite. And it sucks to say that WWE NXT is way better than AEW. It hates for me to say this, but it's true. All us AEW fans, all we asking is a good AEW show, AEW Dynamite good show, but we cannot get that. We cannot get a good AEW Dynamite good show. We can't have none of that. We can't have nothing. It's like the show, it's like AEW Dynamite is keep getting worse and worse and worse, taking L's after L's after L's. It doesn't make sense. Shout outs to Michael, man. I know Michael is watching my video, and Michael agrees with me that AEW Dynamite is going to continue to get worse and worse and worse. How AEW Dynamite is going to get better? Somebody tell me down below in the comment section. But in my own opinion, I have a right to talk my own opinion. AEW Dynamite was a awful show tonight. It was god awful, and none of us. I see why the fans are tuning out to AEW because they because Tony Khan says forget the fans. And that's all I gotta say. But AEW Dynamite was a god awful show. I said what I said. When it comes to me doing wrestling reviews, I don't give you guys the half of my review. I give you guys the full review and break it down from the beginning to the end. And that's nothing but facts by itself. But AEW Dynamite tonight was a god awful show. I changed the television and watched some college basketball because AEW Dynamite was god awful. Until AEW Dynamite gives the fans what we wanted by giving us a good show, I don't know what to say about that. But I hope everybody in the comment section agrees with me. We need a good AEW Dynamite. That's all we're asking. But this show was god awful. But anyway, enough of me yapping. If you guys enjoy my AEW Dynamite review on highlights, please go watch the video from the beginning to the end. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel for more wrestling content, and follow my social media down below in the description. If I don't have nothing to do tomorrow, I will go live tomorrow on YouTube, and that's all I gotta say. I think I might go live for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, but and yeah, I might as well. Yeah, I might as well just go live for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero tomorrow, since I went live for Fortnite last week. Yeah, I went live for Fortnite last week twice, but I am gonna go live for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. But I am gonna make a YouTube short video and show all my subs reveals 1000% full proof of my thumbnail. But that's all I gotta say from here. But AEW Dynamite was just a god awful show. It continues to just upset me and feel some kind of way. But I cannot wait to see the ratings for AEW Dynamite tonight. I just want to see the ratings, and that's all I gotta say. But AEW Dynamite continues to get worse and worse and worse. It does not make sense. Us AEW fans, all we asking is a good AEW Dynamite show, and we can't have none of that. But anyway, enough of me yapping. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Make sure you guys read the rule. Read the pin on top of my chat when I have a upcoming world premiere tonight. Read the pin on top of the chat so you guys won't forget and don't feel left out. And that's all I gotta say from here. But anyway, have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. Kept your crew, kept your kings, kept your club. Too sweet. I'm out of here. gang. Mwah. Bang. Too sweet. Gang. Have a great night, guys.